everyone. I am going to read you Why Should I Recycle today? And this book is by Jen Green and it's illustrated by Mike Gordon. In my family, we recycle our garbage. We return things so they can be used again. We didn't always recycle. We used to throw everything away. On our way to school, we always passed Mr. Jones's house. Mr. Jones is our teacher. One day we saw him putting out a special box with cans, bottles, and papers by the gate. "What are you doing?" I asked. "This box is for recycling. All these things are taken away and used again," said Mr. Jones. "What's recycling?" I asked. I'll explain at school." In class, Mr. Jones asked us what we did with our trash. "We put it in the garbage can. It's just so garbage." Mr. Jones said garbage contained lots of useful things that can be recycled or used again. So if you remember from a couple days ago, Miss McClinton taught you what recycling means. It means that you can reuse something. Mr. Jones took the class to a recycling center. It had separate containers for bottles, cans, plastic, clothes, and paper. Clothes? Did you know you could recycle clothes? "What do you think happens to all the glass that goes in here?" asked Mr. Jones. "It all gets broken down and made into new shiny bottles." Well, I have to tell you something about glass. So this book must be older because you cannot recycle glass anymore. So you do have to throw it in the regular trash. "And guess what happens to all the cans that go in here?" asked Mr. Jones. "They get melted down to make new metal things such as bikes and scooters." Wow! "And what about all the paper and plastic that goes in here and in here?" asked Mr. Jones. "That paper gets shredded and used to make new books and comics. All these things come from garbage we just throw away?" "This plastic can be used to make all kinds of things, including clothes. You might be wearing some," said Mr. Jones. "Most of the garbage we put in the trash can gets buried in dumps that spoil the countryside. It's good to recycle as much as you can," said Mr. Jones. "So what else can you recycle?" So this is the dump. And they're burying your trash. It probably smells really bad. I would never want to live by there. "Clothes, books, and toys that you don't want can all be taken to a secondhand store," explained Mr. Jones. Maybe you don't know what a secondhand store is. It's a store where you can take your old things to and people can buy them new, or you can buy other people's new things there. Maybe you grew out of some of your clothes and you don't need them anymore, but someone else might be able to use them. Or maybe you grew out of your clothes and you need more clothes, and so you go to that store and you can wear someone else's that maybe they wore already, but they're still clean. The food we buy at supermarkets comes in packages that can often be used again. I told Mom and Dad about our trip to the recycling center. Now we buy recycled things at the store. Recycled paper helps save trees. We always recycle the plastic bags too. We bring our own bags. So some of you might bring your own cloth bags to the grocery store, and then you don't have to take plastic ones from there, because that makes more garbage. We also recycle everything at home. Fruit and vegetable peelings get recycled into our new compost heap, and the compost helps my mom's prized vegetables grow. So maybe you don't know what compost is, but it is parts of your old food that you, the parts that you don't eat, like maybe an orange peel or an apple core or something like that, and you put it all into your, you make compost out of it, and then you put it in your soil or your dirt when you plant a garden or you plant your flowers, and it helps it grow. It's kind of like food for them. Now we recycle so much garbage, there's hardly any left to put in our can. Recycling is kind to nature. It saves money and it's fun. So, what are some things that you can recycle? Think about that. And then remember the thing that I told you that is in this book, but you can't really recycle it anymore is glass. And also think of some things that you can't recycle. So let's talk about at school we do recycle paper. Remember, I always tell you make sure you use both sides of the paper before you get a new piece or before you get rid of it. Maybe if you make a mistake, you can just turn it over. And we recycle our water bottles after snack time too. I hope you like this book, and I will see you soon.